Hello and welcome to Vitiated's How To. Today we're going to talk about dish satellite and how to move large files from the satellite receiver to the external hard drive. As you can tell right here, it says external hard drive. You go to it and then it says the hopper. You click on it, and the external hard drive, you click on it. Alright, now this is where it gets tricky. As you go through everything and see where it's at. Right here, go down and you click on that. Okay, and I will hit transfer. And it goes through like it's going to try. And then you get this insufficient space on your hard drive message. Well, the way to get around that is you go right down here. You go back and you go to DVR. You go down to where you was just at. So it had the large file. I gotta find it again. Go down here and you take and you hit edit. You hit select all. Now keep in mind, the most you can do is like 250 that you can delete, and I'm going to show you how this works. So I'm going to go right here, 5. I've done up to 400 so far, or up to 250 I've been able to delete and recover. So you go through and you delete each one slowly, and this is what's going to eat up most of the time of this video, is doing this. But it's very important that you understand this, because if not and you delete too much, it permanently deletes it. And if you delete too little, then it's not enough to be able to move it from the receiver to the external hard drive. Somehow or another, it's got a built-in fail-safe to where you can't move more than 217 or 250 at a time. So if you're like me, I had 400. I can move 400 from the external hard drive to the receiver, but you can't move 400 from the receiver to the external hard drive. I've tried 3 different hard drives, and it won't let you do it. It's got to be something that Dish has set up in their link system. So I'm finishing up going through this. Now, like I said, you can delete up to 250, but keep in mind, it's very important you remember this, it only stays in the deleted file 24 to 48 hours at most, and then it wipes it completely out. So you got to do this real quick, and you got to make sure it's not raining or storming when you do it, because that's a whole nother how-to, and I'll explain that in the other one, why not to do that. Because I'm moving this from this receiver because I had that problem, and it fried one of my receivers and messed up my external hard drive. So now we're coming down to the end. This is probably about 100, give or take. Just sitting here deleting. This is what'll eat up most of your time, and you gotta be thorough about it and take your time, like I said. Just gotta be. Because if not, you're going to be recording everything all over again. And it took me 2 years to get this. Just for this one set of NCIS. And I have every one of them. Check something. You got to make sure, I forgot that, it's very important. You got to make sure the deleted file is empty, because this will screw you up if it's not. Okay, now I know. I just bored you for 5 minutes. We'll do this again. It's hard to remember everything at once sometimes. So let's do this again. Go back to edit, select all. And you want to try to do this with the beginning of the series, because the first, I don't know, 3 years of any series is really hard to get. As a quick reference, do 1 through 5, because that's about 100 if you want to leave. But again, you can leave up to 250, 216, 250. I did it the other day, so I figured I'd make a how-to video on it. But you can play with it. You can always restore it and delete, restore. It ain't gonna hurt enough to do that 4 or 5 times. Believe me, I've done it to figure this out. And there's no help that I can find in any of the forums or anything that explains this. So that's how it is. Okay, that should be good enough. Now I'll go up there and hit delete, and I'll go ahead and delete it. Alright, now X out of it. So now I have that. Now you see that. Go back to your menu, go down, hit external, go back through, and go where we were. Bam. Then you go back down to here. Find where it went. Go over here. Now click on it. If you notice, it's only 114. I was just trying to divide it in half to where you get the idea. But like I said, you can do up to 216. You hit that. Now it's the same show. And as you can see, it starts doing it. That's all there is to it. But just please remember that you have to go back as soon as this is done. You have to go back and retrieve the other ones and move them. Because if you don't, you'll lose them. Because there's a thing in it where it deletes them after 24 to 48 hours. I hope this helped you like it helped me. And if you would, please check out the rest of my videos, share them, and subscribe to my page. Thanks again.